Hello, welcome to Jade Kind Video Gaming. My name is Adam, and I'm back with more Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. And we're in the Hylia realm. Just got here. And there's Impa. We just came through this gate. And I am suspecting that this Impa and the old lady that's been in this building in the future or whatever is the same person. Because the old lady, when I first saw them, was like, hey, that looks like Impa from like some of the old Zelda games. And this person showed up and I'm like, that looks like Impa, and was confirmed as Impa. I bet they're both Impa.
Hey!
At last, I've been expecting you, Link. You are doubtless overwhelmed, so I will explain things as simply as I can. This is the Temple of Hylia, though it will come to be known as the Sealed Temple sometime in the future. I'm smart, so I know that. You stand in the past, ages before your own time. Here, the goddess, Hylia, has only just sealed away demise. And little time has passed since the goddess sent the outcropping of rock into the sky that would one day become Skyloft. It is true to its name. You have passed through the gate of time to an era in the distant past. You will have many questions, but for now you must proceed back through the great doors behind you. It is there that the person you've risked life and blood to defend awaits for you. It better be Zelda, or I'm upset. Yay! You've come so far, Link. I'm glad you made it. I imagine Impa filled you in on everything. We've traveled very far from home to the distant past. In this era, the wounds inflicted on the land during the battle between the goddess and the demon king known as Demise have not yet healed. All the fairy tales about that war we heard growing up in Skyloft, incredible as it may seem, they appear to all be real. I think it's time you learned the whole story. Let me try to explain. More cutscenes. More exposition. The old gods created a supreme power that gave anyone who possessed it the ability to shape reality and fulfill any desire. They called it the Triforce. In his thirst to make the world his own, Demise readied a massive army of monsters for war. He sought to take the Triforce for himself, by force. The Triforce by force? The goddess feared for her people. She used her power to send both them and the Triforce into the sky on a slice of earth she cut away from the land. This floating rock became the new home of our people. In time it came to be known as Skyloft. Such a tiny little floating island that it's unimaginable that a species would survive there with such little genetic diversity. It's astonishing. After a long and fierce battle, the goddess, Hylia, succeeded in sealing away Demise. However, soon after the Demon King was imprisoned, it became clear that the seal would not hold long against his fearsome power. Hylia had suffered grave injuries in her battle with the Demon King. She knew that if he broke free again, there would be no stopping him. And if the Demon King were to free himself, it would mean the end of the world for all beings of this land. In order to put an end to the Demon King, Hylia devised two separate plans and set them both into motion. Oh? First, she created Fi, She made the spirit that resides in your sword to serve a single purpose, to assist her chosen hero on his mission, and insist on calling him master regardless of how many times he tells her that's unnecessary. Her second plan was to abandon her divine form and transfer her soul to the body of a mortal, which seems like it would be a lot less powerful and all, but, I mean, you know, she was bored. She made this sacrifice, as you have likely guessed, so that the supreme power created by the old gods could one day be used. For while the supreme power of the Triforce was created by the gods, all of its power could never be wielded by one. Knowing this power was her last and only hope, the goddess gave up her divine powers and her immortal form. You've probably figured it out by now. Haven't you, Link? Is it Impa? It's probably Impa. You are the chosen hero, yep. And I, Zelda, have been being led around by Hylia, who is Impa. And the goddess reborn as a mortal. You see, now, didn't expect... See, that makes... I was hoping you'd go out with me on Friday night. A little more awkward if you're a goddess. Just saying. The day of the ceremony. Ooh. Gihirahim's tornado tossed me out of the sky and down to the world below. I was nearly captured by the demonic forces, but I was rescued at the last moment by the old woman who lives in the sealed grounds. I had no memory at all of my existence as Hylia, but she explained it to me. She helped me to remember who I was and what I had to do. I set out to pray at the goddess statues located in each temple across the land. Each statue stirred up memories within me. After I visited them all, Impa, an agent of the goddess, led me here, to the past. All of this is part of the same great effort to prevent the revival of Demise. Stripped of his true physical form by the seal that binds him, he takes the shape of an abomination. But even in his hideous state, he is more than capable of devouring this land if we allow him to do what he desires. We must stop him from freeing himself from the seal that imprisons him, at any cost. That is why I intend to remain here in this time and place, to sustain the seal as best as I can. See, that's not what I wanted to hear. We were gonna go out. As long as I continue this vigil, we may be able to prevent the Demon King from fully reviving himself in our own time. I must maintain the seal that that I created so long ago and keep it strong for as long as I am able. With the memories of my former life returning to me, I can see now that this is my purpose. Drat. Link, the goddess created Fi and the Great Blade she's a part of for very specific reasons. For the task of standing against Demise in the monstrous form he now assumes rests solely on your shoulders. Back in our own time, you've already driven him back into his prison twice now. I can't thank you enough for that, Link. During your long journey, you've grown so much. I mean, that's a little, I mean, I guess coming from a goddess, sure, yeah. But from the girl I was, I mean, we had a thing going. That seems a little demeaning. You learned wisdom from solving devious puzzles and traps. You gained power by honing and tempering both yourself and your sword. And by overcoming the trials set before you by the goddess, you found true courage. Sorry, they were frustrating. Now that those qualities reside in you, you are worthy of wielding the power the old gods left behind for our kind. You can claim the Triforce. Valiant hero, you have endured many hardships and journeyed far in your quest to reach this place. Along your travels, you have found wisdom, power, and courage, and for this I shall bless your sword with the goddess's power. May I give you and your sword the strength to drive back the abomination that threatens this land. The mark you see upon the back of your hand is proof that you are the hero of legend, and that within you dwells sacred power. This is the mark of the Triforce. Stand now, Link. Draw your sword. The goddess has blessed your blade, and the Master Sword has at last achieved its ultimate form. The sword is now imbued with the mythical power to drive back demons, and only Link may wield it. Link, before I say another word, I feel like I owe you an apology. Yeah. You see, the mark of the Triforce on your hand is a symbol of the greatest power in this world. If you can obtain the actual Triforce, we will have the power to vanquish demise once and for all. The problem is, among the countless souls in this world, only a select few, those with an unbreakable spirit, can wield its might. It's impossible to know the true reason why the old gods created the Triforce, but I have a theory of my own. The gods created the Triforce, yet they specifically designed it so that their own kind could never use its power. Somehow I think that may have been their way of giving hope to all the mortal beings of the land. Which brings us back to you. To face demise and give the land hope, the goddess, Hylia, needed someone with an unbreakable spirit. That someone is you, Link. But spirit alone wasn't enough. You had to overcome many trials and awaken the hero within yourself so that you could wield that supreme power. And so Hylia, I knew that if it meant saving Zelda, you would throw yourself headfirst into any danger without even a moment's doubt. I used you. Yeah, I see that. I can't begin to tell you how sorry I am for pulling you into all this, Link. But you have to understand, this is a war, and the fate of the land hangs in the balance. I need your strength to tip the scales in our favor. Then do I get a date? All of it may be well intended and true, but it doesn't mean it's right, and it doesn't excuse my actions. But I'm prepared to pay the price for what I've done. To ensure that the seal holds, I will remain here in this time, deep in sleep, for thousands of years. Link, I can't say it enough. I'm so sorry for the way I had to involve you in this. But until my memory of things before our lifetime returned to me, I had no idea we were fated to carry such a heavy destiny. Before all this, I was happy just spending my days hanging around with you in Skyloft. I wanted that feeling to last forever. Oh no, I had trouble with stairs and didn't get there in time. While it's true that I am Hylia reborn, I'm still my father's daughter and your friend. I'm still your Zelda. When Demise is finally gone, there will be no more need for the seal that binds him, and then I'll be able to wake up. So I'm going to ask you a favor, Sleepyhead. Ever since we were kids, I'd always be the one to wake you up when you slept in. But this time, when all of this is over, will you come to wake me up? I promise. So now I know what's through that sort of cracked and broken door that we've been seeing in the present time, the future time. It's her. She's been there since the beginning. I have to do the job to get the freaking date. That is what this whole quest is about, right? Like the entire game. I see you've said your goodbye. Now you must keep the promise you made to her. You must find the Triforce. Return to your time. There is work to be done there. Do not fear for Zelda. I will watch over her here. Go now and fulfill your destiny. No. Oh, can't enter it from that way. Just checking things out before I move on. Alright, back to my own time. That's a trippy graphic. So you've returned. Then you know everything. On the other side of that gate, Zelda waits, suspended in a sleep without end. But do not despair, for she is still alive and well. True to legend, the Triforce is the one thing with the power to vanquish Demise. It is thought to have been hidden within Skyloft by the goddess. Sadly, that is all we know for where it rests. All other clues of its whereabouts have been lost to the ages. Link, you have likely come to the same conclusion, but I will spell it out just the same. The key to finding the Triforce must be in Skyloft. Go now, Link. Find the Triforce.
No.
Whoa, whoa there. Hold up. Link, there's something I gotta tell you. So, Zelda, how's she holding up? Was she okay when you saw her? Actually, that's terrible. It's gotta be so hard for the poor girl. You're going to do something about this mess, right? Yes. Link, I've made up my mind. I'm not going back. I'm staying right here with Granny. Don't look so bummed out. Do I look sad? Nah. I'm doing what I want to do. I don't know how to explain it. I got this feeling in my belly that there's work to do here. Someone's got to watch that big ugly monster, and someone's got to make sure Granny's doing alright. It ain't as action-packed as what you're doing, but maybe this is my destiny. Know what I mean? Besides, it's not as bad here. Living up in the sky was okay, I guess, but Don't you just love the way it smells down here? What? That's not weird to say. Check it out. Zelda and Granny have brought life back to the land here. I bet even the weakest sapling could grow into one beast of a tree in soil like this. It'd brighten this place up a little too. I mean, sure, it'd take a few years for it to grow, but as far as I'm concerned, I got nothing but time. It's weird to say out loud, but that's just how I feel right now. So yeah, you know, when you get back to Skyloft, do me a favor and let people know I'm doing okay down here. Calling and Sturch might get a little emotional since they look up to me, but you tell them I'm happy, okay? Thanks, Link. Okay, so first off, because yeah, we've been able to see that through there the whole time. And no, you cannot tell there's a person in there. I'm like, could you tell? Was I able to figure it out from the beginning? No. I give up. No hearts. I don't give up after all. Alright, that's it. Will you tell me your Impa? The clues to finding the Triforce are in Skyloft. Go forth and find the Triforce. I know your Impa. I can tell because you have that long hair hanging down. You just have it now in a spiral. I know. I know. Oh, there we go. That's much better. I don't freaking use the bugs for anything. I don't use them. I do not know why my brain keeps telling me, collect the bugs. They're used for, like, potions or something, and I'm like, I don't do that. Because I use fairies, that's... You know. Yeah, I guess there's nothing to do but go back to the sky. step one is going to be to go just up into this statue. We got some people to talk to, of course. Some messages to pass along. And we got to try and figure things out for what's going on here. I think step one is let's go to this statue where it all started. Kind of awkward that I walked through that. Okay, so this place did not quite hold as many clues as I had hoped. Maybe around it? Okay. Well, never mind then. I didn't want my questions answered anyways. Find someone to talk to. Is that a tingle doll? Sir?
Hey.
Hello, Link. Have you heard anything more about my daughter? What is it? If you know anything at all, I urge you to share it with me. You want to tell me, but you can't? I understand. I'm sure you have good reason for keeping quiet. Link, I've been doing some thinking since we last spoke. You have had this destiny thrust upon you without warning or choice, for that matter, but I wish to help you as best I can. I'm getting older and I lack the vigor of youth, but even old men have ways of being useful too. I wish to share as much of my knowledge with you as I can. If you have any questions, any question at all, about Skyloft or its history, I will be glad to tell you that now. Actually, what do I know of the Triforce? Link, where did you hear that word? It's true that the ancient texts make several mentions of the Triforce within their pages. Unfortunately, the actual location of the Triforce isn't illuminated in any of those tombs. Its whereabouts are lost to history. Sorry, Link, it shames me to say it, but my knowledge of this is of little use on this subject. Okay, well, I guess I've begun the process. Link, just a moment. Though there is one whose vast knowledge may be of use. Ah. Surely you're familiar with Levius, the great sky spirit who has guarded our realm for ages. Levius has served as the protector of our skies for a long time, and his knowledge of our world is encyclopedic, to put it mildly. If anyone in the entirety of Skyloft and beyond were to know about the Triforce, it would be him. Sure, encyclopedic? Yes, his knowledge is almost limitless, but I fear meeting him may be harder than you anticipate. I imagine in your travels you've taken notice of the tremendous thunderhead that suddenly appeared in our skies. Recently I've heard rumors suggesting that Levius is trapped inside that massive cloud. I asked Instructor Owlin to look into this troubling cloud in order to determine if there is any truth to these rumors. I had meant to inquire about his findings earlier, but completely forgot about it after Zelda went missing. Instructor Owlin can fill me in on the details later, so why don't you go speak with him yourself to see what his investigation has revealed? Alright, so we got something to do. Some lead to go on.
I actually went there to just tell him that his daughter was the goddess Hylia. But, you know, whatever. I guess I want to keep that a secret. Next time, we'll talk to people and maybe go back in that thundercloud. Join us then. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.